Well, so now we are recording as well. Welcome to the fifth day of the 5-day challenge, which is not a 5-day challenge because we have extra 2 days. And then we have also some extra surprises prepared for you up until Wednesday, because Wednesday is when we will officially close the group. But until Wednesday, we will have some gifts that we have prepared for you. But I got a few announcements for some special guests that are going to be coming in the group in the next few days to keep supporting you and answer your question. People that are incredibly great in the media world. So that's something is going to happen there. In the meanwhile, if you are watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay here if you're watching the replay. And as well, if you're excited about today's session and you're watching live, whether you are on Zoom or whether you are on Facebook, give me a whoop whoop here in the comments, so then I know we are all on the same page. You know me by now. You know I like my whoop whoops. What can I say? Well, I told you by the end of the week, you're probably getting tired to give the whoop whoop, but we got a few more days. So that's where we are. Now, what we are going to do today is going to be all about getting featured, and I'm going to show you a great tool that you can use to get featured on publications, in particular where journalists are consistently looking for experts. So one, you have journal request, which we did yesterday for Twitter. If you haven't watched yesterday's one, make sure you watch day 4. But today is another tool where journalists are very active, always looking for experts, and you can submit a relevant pitch to something that they are looking for. So that's what's going to be happening today. Now, before we get into it, it's time to award the winner of yesterday's task, of day 4 task, which is announced today. So can we all welcome Wang with a whoop whoop? Thank you, Wang. Over to you. Let us know what the prize is, and as well, who is the winner going to be. All right, Wang, you're muted. If you can unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Yes, absolutely. We can hear you.
Great. Okay, let me just, can you see my screen?
All good. We can see your screen.
Okay, great. All right, tonight we are going to have another lucky winner. Our prize for day 4 homework is lead magnet building session with our very own GTeX funnel coach, CJ Sohal. So this is getting exciting. Let me just accept more calendars. Okay. Okay, we're going to spin it. 3, 2, 1.
Let's spin it. Oh.
It's Tunji, Pastor Tunji.
Pastor Tunji in the house.
Congratulations. Over to you, Simone.
Thank you, Wang. Thank you. And also, can everyone, well, first of all, if Pastor Tunji, you're there, we will connect you with CJ. And CJ is friendly called the sexy CJ but in the GTeX group. He's a very sexy young man, and at the same time is brilliant. I don't know how sexy CJ came along. It was just like we were talking and then he got nicknamed sexy CJ, but is incredible with the tech, and great with in particular with building funnels and building lead magnets. So what you're going to do with him is to create something that people will be able to opt in. So then they can give you their email address, their phone numbers, and you can use that at least lead generation. So that's an incredible prize. So congratulations, Pastor Tunji, for for your win. And also, I want you to thank Wang because she had an idea today, and she said, "Why don't you follow on Twitter everyone that left a comment, that used Twitter and created their account?" So probably you've seen me following you, and totally Wang's idea. So everyone that got a follow on Twitter, thank Wang, and I think Wang, you're still accepting bribes for the prizes and. No, you're not accepting. Oh, okay. She's not accepting bribes. She's just like that. So let's get started with the session this evening. And also want to thank everyone who reached out about joining the Profile Builder program. We're going to tell you more about the program later on today. Now, let me get started. So let me see if you can all see my screen. Can you see the screen? We all there? All right, fabulous. And then Michelle, if you can keep an eye on the chat, if there are some questions as well, please feel free to check in. Now, as I mentioned today, we are going to look at a few things. First of all, we're going to look at a tool that gives you access to thousands of media opportunities every single week. Then we are going to look at a free tool that is going to help you pitch to journalists and the Get Published pitch framework. So this is a particular framework that you're not going to use to pitch a journalist cold or to send a press release. This is a framework that applies to people that are already saying, this is what I'm looking for. A bit more like journal requests, you know, when people said, and I know there were a few questions of people saying, but what shall I write if someone says, oh, I'm looking for this person? And this is a longer framework, which is because you have a longer character limit on by email. And we are going to look at how the framework then is going to work. So again, make sure to qualify for the final prize that will be announced then on Wednesday. You will use the hashtag Profile Builder and Profile Builder Challenge. And if we are going through this session and you are seeing something, you want to take a screenshot or a picture or an Instagram story, I've seen also a lot of people using Instagram stories and tagging me and Michelle in there, then do that because it all counts. It all counts towards the final prize. You help us out spreading the words. Thank you also for everyone who's keep introducing people. Even if we are at the end on day 5, we are still people joining the group. So I want to thank you for that. And I want to start with a bit with something that I think is a concept that changed my life. I'm a big believer that we are here on this planet for a purpose. I believe that there is a reason why we are here. Now, we might not know what that reason is. That reason might change over time, but we are here to discover that reason. That's my personal belief. And I think that what happened is that in life, things happen. We don't have, I never met someone, once I know them personally, that has a perfect life. We all have our challenges. We all have our struggles. We all have our demons to fight. We all have our sides we all have our hopes, our dreams, our fears. We all have our situations that are going on. And sometimes it's easier to give power in particular to this situation that we don't like. Because at the end of the day, they're just situations. Whether we like them or not is our label that we put them or them as pleasant or unpleasant, is something we like or not. But when in life we have those things that happen that really annoy us, or is not what we expect, or we work really hard and what we want doesn't happen, it's easy to give more power to these external circumstances and forget about our purpose. But actually the reality is that the opposite, that our purpose will always beat every circumstance that we will face in life. And I wanted to start with this person, which is one of our clients, Dilys Silla. Anyone, if you know Dilys, write in the comment, I know Dilys. She's quite popular and famous, and she does incredible work in different areas. One is helping women with relationship. And the other area is running a charity called Who Will Hear My Cry, which helps women and children that are going through abuse, trauma, abusive relationships in that field. And last year, her husband passed away. He got sick almost overnight, and within a few months, he died. As you can imagine, maybe you've lost someone that I definitely had, that you loved, that you cared about. Maybe it's not a partner, but maybe someone that you know that you really care about, and you know how difficult that can be. And what she did, during that period, she actually wrote and published a book called Not This Widow in 6 months. Now, she was devastated. She was destroyed. And when I asked her, why did you put yourself through this pain? Because for her, like literally just the fact of writing the book while experiencing the grief, just imagine how painful that thing could be, just remembering everything. And when I asked her why did you do that? The answer that she gave me was, because my purpose is stronger than my situation. And I'm just thinking sometimes how many times we let ourselves down when we give a lot of power to our external circumstances and we don't dig deep. We kind of give up. We kind of let things happen and accept the situation as it is. But if I see any person who builds something great, because I'm not a person who judges. Everyone can live their lives. I know that the life I want to build, I want to be remembered for something great. I want to build something that makes an impact in millions of people's life. That's my drive. It is not for everyone, absolutely. But the bigger the game that we play, the more difficult it is. And when we are going through these challenges, I know there were a lot of people that said, oh, but they stretched myself. This was hard. This was difficult. And actually is a very small piece of what we experience in our business life, what we experience in our life. And as long as we find and we dig deep, we dig deeper into our soul, into our spirit, and we say, you know what? I'm going to make it work. Then things are going to happen. Because results follow decision, is not the other way around. No, a lot of times I'm sure that you had it, I definitely did it myself a lot of time, saying, oh, it's not the right time, is not the right thing to do right now. Maybe I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I got other priorities, and I'll just wait up until things will get better, even before I knew that I was making an important decision. And the fact is that the opposite. Before we make the decision and then things align, what happened with Dill is because of that book, and she made the decision to commit, even if it was difficult. Then she got featured on the BBC, she got featured in documentaries, she got featured in major publications, and she had thousands of people reaching out to her and say, thank you, you saved my life because I lost someone that I cared about. But think about what happened if she didn't make that commitment, if she didn't make that decision. And so I want you to remind yourself that whatever you want to create in life is not just going to happen. First, we make the decision, we make the commitment, and then what we want is going to happen. Otherwise, things will never line up because life is always going to throw us challenges. Life is always going to get us in the way. Are we on the same page? And I think this is, while we are wrapping up the 5th day, it's so important to have that kind of mindset, because otherwise all we have done for the past 5 days has been wasted, because visibility is a priority. Visibility is not a luxury, as we said. Visibility is a must that we need to have for our business and for the mission that we have to change the life of the people that we want to change. And I think that the story of Dilis was the biggest one on this. So give me a okay. I don't think it's time for a whoop whoop on this story, but give me an okay if we are on the same page. Just write it down. Just put it in the comment. And I don't know if there is Michelle, if there is any share or any comment on this.
I think a lot of people have resonated with what you've said, and they said it's very heartfelt. And I think a couple of people mentioned that there's a deepness to all what you're saying, and I think it resonates with a lot of people that we have to rise above our circumstances when you know your purpose and what you're called to do. And we're called to share with the world and make an impact. So, and sometimes it means rising above your circumstances. So I think it's touched a lot of people.
Thank you. And, I knew, for example, that like one of the toughest decisions I made was actually to buy a course. I was 23 at the time. And it was a course on business and public speaking. It was £30,000, 30 grand. I had 400 quid in my bank account, and I didn't have a clue of how I was going to make it, but I made a commitment. I wouldn't be here without that course, which that my mentor at the time was Clinton Swain. It gave me anything I needed to grow and to get to this point. I negotiated a very long payment plan, very long, which I paid off over time. But that I knew that I wanted to become a great speaker. I knew I had a message. I knew that I wanted to be known. I knew that I needed to learn about business because I didn't have any clue about business. And that was for me the best decision, one of the best decisions I made. Through that course, I also met my wife. That's a bonus. Another thing that I got, but I didn't sign up because of that. So that's a decision that I committed and changed my life without even thinking, how's this going to be possible? So now that we know we have that, let's look at how can we stick through the process and get access to thousands of media opportunities. And I want to share a tool that actually got one of our clients, Hannah, to get featured on Forbes. Because in this tool, you will have smaller publication and really large publications always looking for contributors. And it's called helpareporter.com. That's how the tool is called, helpareporter.com. Probably some of you already know about it. Probably many of you know about it, or maybe you don't. Can you give me a comment if you know? Give me a yes if you know the helpareporter.com. Give me a no if you don't know helpareporter.com. And
yes, nope, not yet. I love it. Not yet.
Not yet. I love it. Can you give me a? I don't know how you're gonna spell it, but meh, if you know about it, but you don't use it consistently.
Yes.
Meh. That's the sound. I don't know how you're gonna write it.
Oh, so a couple of people said, they know about it, a little bit about it, because I mentioned the hashtag yesterday. So those who are watching, you'd have seen that I did use, I put it in as a company to follow on Twitter. So a couple of people have mentioned that.
All right, that's brilliant. So what we are going to do is to have a look at real time on how this is going to look like. So I don't have slides, but I'm going to screen share how the tool is going to, how the tool looks like. So let's get going. Give me a second so I can complete this part. Da-da-da. Please hold, your call is important to us. Just imagine that there is a very lovely music here in the background. Okay, so we are live. We are here. Can you see my screen? So when you are joining helpareporter.com, let me see, I'm going to also make it a bit bigger so then we can see it better. When you're joining helpareporter.com, you will have two options. One, join as a source, and one, join as a journalist. Which one are you going to choose? The source or journalist? Or a reporter or sponsor? Like you have reporter, source, or sponsor. Which one are you going to choose?
Good.
Which one is that?
Source.
Brilliant. Fabulous. So if you're a journalist or reporter, write reporter. Otherwise, just click source. You will create your account. It will give you your details, your password, and then you will have what is called preferences. So every day with Haro, and you're going to see an example of that in a moment, you will be sent an email with a field that is interesting to you, because otherwise it can be overwhelming. Every day you're going to receive hundreds of pitches, right? So it can be overwhelming, and you want only to receive things that are linked to your field, or the things that you can talk about, or that you can contribute to. So for example, you have the Master Haro, which is basically a newsletter which you receive every day with all the pitches in one email. So you will have hundreds of pitches in one. But also you can receive just an individual email with the topic that can be interesting for you. So for example, I chose UK for obvious reason, living in London, lifestyle and fitness, because talking about entrepreneurship, I also can talk about things related to lifestyle. So lifestyle and fitness is anything regarding spirituality, health, well-being. That's also in the lifestyle and fitness. Then you have business and finance, because that's my field, business and entrepreneurship. So these are the one that I chose, but you can choose others that are here, right? And then once you've done it, you have also a free version and a paid version. Now, I'm just going to go through the free version. The difference with the paid version is that you are going to receive pitches before the people subscribe with the free account will see it. So you will have an edge in replying. I've used the free version for 7 years now or 6 years, never had a problem. And then you have this option, which is now is called My Pitches. So here is where you can see all the pitches that you have submitted over the years. And by email, the email account, your email account is going to link with this particular Harrow account. And then everything that you're doing is going to be here. Now, you can see this one has been submitted today because I wanted to show you something that was relevant, something that was current. So I went today in my emails from Harrow and I picked that particular email. So let me look at what is that we saw here. So this was the one that arrived yesterday evening, for example. That's the one that arrived yesterday evening. And I'm going to enlarge a bit so you can see. Now, from yesterday evening, that's a bit too big. From yesterday evening, okay. From yesterday evening, you can see that there are all the pitches on biotech and healthcare, business and finance, education, energy and green tech, entertainment and media, general, high tech, lifestyle and fitness, policy and government. Oh, and by the way, for my friends OCD out there that are seeing 19,000 emails, I know it's going to disturb you. I know it's going to disturb you. And if you want to come and clean my inbox, please feel free to do that. But this is an inbox that I only use for like media publication and so on. And I only go in when I need to or when I want. So it's not my normal one. But my normal one is not that different though. Anyway, ask Wang. So when you are seeing something that interests you, then you can click on the link. And then it will automatically point in the parts of the email, which then you can see what you're interested in. So if I'm going up, you can see that now I found something around in the business field. B2B business did being customer-centric paid off. That was the pitch. So I click there and automatically gets me directs me to the pitch. And it says the person, which actually has a great name. I didn't think even it was named, but I found him out on Twitter. And his name is Vitality. How brilliant is that? I thought it was the name of the publication. And then I checked it out. It was actually his name. So Vitality Verbenko Oro is looking for a category business and finance. This is the email address to respond to. So you don't have access to the email address of that person. You have access to the Harrow email address that they are going to use. So you use the query one, because if you then use this, this is what's going to link to your pitches. Right? So that's how you can find the pitches, because by using this, let me go into the right one, then it will link automatically to your Harrow account. Oro is the media outlet, so you can do some research on the media outlet. Gives you the deadline, 7 p.m. PST, in this case is US based, 18th of July. Great, I'm still on time. Query, here it will tell you if you are the right fit for this. Can you provide some real life examples on how customer service focused strategy paid off? Please choose from below and list the result. 50, 100 words. Customer focused supply chain, customer focused partnership, customer focused company culture, customer focused data analytics, customer focused sales and priorities, customer focused social strategies, requirements. So here in the requirements, it will tell you, are you the right person for it? So here it says any B2B business. Right, great. I can do that. One of our companies is sales training for recruitment agencies. In fact, that pitch that I submitted was in behalf of Ben, of my business partner, Ben, because he's the person who manages that company. So then what I did, then I picked this one and let me go, I think is the right email. And I sent in an email. I sent him the pitch. And it was like this. And you're going to have access to this template. in a moment. Just want to give you an example first. Dear Vitality, oh, I love that name, by the way. It's like, so really. For your article on, and then brackets, B2B businesses, did being customer centering paid off? What did I do there? I took B2B businesses. This is what they want. So I want to make sure that in the first part of the pitch, they can see immediately what I'm talking about there. I would love to provide insight from a business owner perspective. I'm an entrepreneur with 3 businesses. We train more than 1,000 business owners each year, and our key approach is being customer centric. So I'm making sure that I mention the fact that we align with what they're talking about. One of our companies, managed by my business partner, Bernd Schroeder, offers sales training to large recruitment agencies. I often respond to our inquiries, and here are some of my best articles on business, entrepreneurship, and leadership that were recognized by reporters or wrote myself. So here, then there is a link with a list of publications that I have. I can send you that spreadsheet later on. And that's my idea. And then that's where I introduce my credibility first. I say, hey, I've got the idea. I'm relevant. This is why I'm credible for your publication. And then this is my pitch. A couple of years ago, we won a contract with a company that ended up bringing us more than $100,000. In theory, it was actually £100,000, but it's a US publication. So I put $100,000. And then if they need specific, I'll make the actual conversion. It took us 3 months to get the contract. We spent this month understanding the deeper realities of the business and interviewing each member of the sales team, as well as the directors, all for free and without guarantee of winning the contract. In that way, we were able to create a customized proposal to put us on top of other more credible candidates. I believe this story can give your readers what they're looking for from a sales perspective. Thanks for considering me. Have lots more ideas if this doesn't fit what you need. So I want to make sure that they see that I got something else to say if you don't like this one. Because sometimes they say, oh, maybe sometimes someone else gave us a similar example. So they might like my credibility and they want to get me in, but someone else gave a similar example, so I can provide something different because you don't know what are other people pitching. And people and the journalist doesn't want to feature the same things. I have lots more ideas. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, Simone. So you can see here that this is, for example, the pitch that we have structured for you. And now to give you an example of the pitch, I need to go back here. This is a folder that, by the way, we are using for the Profile Builder Challenge. And I think is here. Yeah, Haro template. This is a bit of backend, what you see. And this is going to be in your homework as well. So in your homework sheet, you're going to see this exact pitch and examples of 3 pitches that I gave. So then you can see how you can apply it for yourself. And then I'm going to open for questions because I know I've been talking for a while, but I just wanted to complete this before I answer some questions. So we have Haro template, email, subject line. We have Haro, which is help reporter. Add the short title of the pitch. But if you remember, I used the short title that I had to make it relevant, plus an attention grabber. So if we look at how I responded, what was my response? Customer-centric sales priorities, which is what they're looking for. Attention grabber made us over 100K with 1 contract. And actually, by the way, Liz, which is our business development manager of that company, business development leader for that company, which is on this call, is VHR. Liz, you know who they are. So Liz, you can give a wave or you can say, hey, that's me. Liz is helping us winning those kind of contracts. And this is a company that we worked before Liz joined the team about a couple of years ago. And it was one of the very first contracts that we got in that field. So going back to the pitch, dear last name of the reporter, for your article, insert topic. For your article on this, I can provide insight from this perspective, expertise. So in this case, it was a business owner expertise. Since I am this myself, and my company helps, insert who you serve. So then it makes it relevant, makes you credible. I often respond, so if you don't have other Haro inquiries, then you can still say I often respond to our inquiries, because they're not going to check if you've been featured in other Haro inquiries. But you can use that line. If you don't feel comfortable to use it after you've responded to a few inquiries. Here are some of my best insert topic tips. So tips on this topic that were recognized by reporters. So you can see that I added a link with other media appearances. Again, at the beginning, I didn't have it, so I skipped the part. But if you have it and you have a list with other media appearances that you have, and I'm going to show you how I did it, then you can add it there. And we have response. Insert what they requested. So here I give them either one pitch or 3 different options, or like a breakdown of what I'm going to talk about. So you can give them 3 points, or you can give them 3 different examples that they can choose from, and tell them why it's important, and link them to benefits. Why is important to the reader knowing that? Thanks for considering me. A lot more information if it doesn't fit to what you need and can be reached through any of my methods below. If selected, I'd appreciate if you would email me a link of the final article so I can post it to my website. Have a great day. So you can see this is a template that actually I got from a friend of mine. I didn't create this. And she wrote a book, a small ebook about getting featured on Haro. And I'll tell you the name because at the moment, it'll come back to me in a second. And she wrote this book and she sent it to me because I interviewed her on my podcast. She was based in the US. She said, hey, I wrote this book on Haro because she got hundreds of features there. She said, I'll post you the book. So she sent me her book and I love this template. And with her permission, I've used it, I've thought it, and I adapted it because then I found my own version. You can see that I use it, but it's not word by word. My first few pitches, though, they were word by word because I'm like, don't change what works. Then you find something else that works and you adapt it to your style. And you can see in the day 5 exercise, which I'm going to tell you what's going to be, then you can see here you have the link to create your Haro account. You have the framework that we have for you, which is there. And then you have different examples of old pitches that I did. So here is like 3 different pitches on completely different topics. So then you can have more variety on it. And then for those of you that are curious to see my spreadsheet, just let me know, curious, because then I can put it in a Facebook group. Just if you're curious to see what's my backend on the spreadsheet that I use to send to journalists, just say I'm curious, and I will send it over. So then you can model it. Now I'm going to check with Michelle if we have, before we go into the task of the day and the announcements that I have to make, what questions, if there are any questions, or what comments have come out so far.
Everybody's curious.
Are you curious, huh? Are you curious?
Not curious.
Like when we give away free stuff, everyone is on it. When it's time to spend some money, it's like, all right. So what questions? Does anyone have any question or comments that to clarify just this point that we made?
Nothing on nothing here. I wonder on Facebook if there's any on Facebook.
So
yeah, nope, nothing's yet.
all right.
I think you answered my query that I did put in the chat, which is that if we don't have any articles, you said we just leave that blank for now.
Just leave that blank.
We've got something
yeah, exactly. When you have something, you add it. You don't have it, great, fine. Yeah. You know you got to build it, and you give yourself the time and space to build it. And so you can see now that the pitch I sent, it was here, right? And I can go in and see this is the pitch that I sent. And this is, unfortunately, Haro doesn't do very well with formatting. It's very difficult to read, but that's the email that I sent. And it doesn't give me the anonymous reporter because they got security for protection in their email. And then the status, it says submitted. When it's going to be approved, then it's going to be approved there. Or you can decide to submit a pitch here. That's you can choose. I prefer emails because it's easier to write by email and I can always check the backlog there. But you also can use Haro to submit your pitches there. So I'm going to tell you later on what the task of today is going to be. But I want to know, are we all on the same page? And in particular, was this useful? Like if it was useful, give me a whoop whoop here in the comments, because you receive an email every single day with hundreds of pitches. So if anyone after this challenge says, I don't know where to find media, I don't know to be visible. If anyone comes back to me and says that, I'm just going to shake you. I'm going to shake you really hard because all the opportunities are there, but it's about sticking to it, right? It's almost like gyms are open. I mean, now they're getting open right now, probably wrong examples, but parks are there for a workout. Why don't we work out? Life happens, stuff happens, we don't have the right accountability and so on. So the opportunities are always around you. And remember, right now, you have everything you need to make this work. You have everything you need to make this work. And what I'm going to do now, before I'll tell you what the exercise and the bonus exercise is going to be, I invite you to stick around because I'm going to share with you how we can work together. We mentioned earlier that, and you heard yesterday, that there is we opened the Profile Builder program. I know some of you already, we have been in touch with private messages that were interested in joining. So thank you very much for that. And I wanted to give you the full details of the program because the reason why we did this challenge is for two reasons. One, to give value. That's always our primary intention. Anything we do, we give value. I have a theory that you gotta earn the sale. That's my theory, right? You gotta earn the right to sell. Because if you earn the right to sell and you show that you care, people will care in return about you. That's my theory. That's how we run GTeX. That's how we've been running GTeX for the past 7.5, almost 8 years. So the question is, did we do a good job during these 5 days? Was this useful for you? Was this valuable for you? Just let me know, because you can see the amount of work that we put behind the scene over the past few weeks. It's been insane. I know, like I've been sending even today, like messages almost to everyone. And if you haven't received the voice message yet, don't worry, you're going to receive it soon. Okay, because we want to make sure we care about everything we do. And that's the first reason. But the second reason is to give you an example of how it is like working with us. Because the reality is that a 5-day challenge ain't gonna change your life. What happens is that people will go from free thing to free thing to free thing to free thing to free thing and hope that stuff then will happen. But unfortunately, we need to commit to what's important to us to follow through, because we are human beings. And as human beings, we are not perfect. I never met someone which has completely self-sufficient, doesn't need anyone around them in particular to do the things that you know they are most important for them. Why do I have a personal trainer? Because I know I can slack off. But if I have external accountability and someone that is pushing me consistently, helping me play a bigger game consistently, then I know things are going to happen. And that's, for example, how we started working with clients where for example, this is Lava had her first $100,000 a year, and she built in 8 months. When we started working together, she was making $2,000 a month. And then we helped her to get to 100,000. And the following year, which we still worked with her, was 250,000. We got Bob Etherington, retired. I mean, you know, these kind of people that they say, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to work anymore. I'm retired now. And then he got bored after a year of retirement. And he's a corporate sales trainer. But the problem is that after the retirement, he lost his contract, he lost his connection, and he lost as well the positioning that he had. We worked together. We helped him reaching out to get corporate contracts. He actually got £30,000 corporate contract and some private clients on that. We have Leela, which you can see here, which then by working together, she also got her first £10,000 month. We have Katya, which when we worked together, she already had a 6-figure business. But when she joined the profile builder, she was in a period of rebranding and transitioning. She wasn't happy anymore in what she was doing. She outgrew what she was doing before, and she was completely confused. And we worked together. We helped her position herself in the right way. We worked on the messaging, the feature that she had. And then with launching a $30 product, she made more than 100,000 on that one. She got featured on CNN and so on. But so why change makers and entrepreneurs struggle to create wealth? Why is that? Well, there are a few reasons. People don't know about them. They don't get the right opportunities. They don't know how to monetize the opportunities they have, and they don't build their profile. These are the reasons why. Now, which ones is the one that applies to you? Do people know about you? Is that the first one and people don't know about you? Is that maybe the second one that people know about you, but you don't get the right opportunities yet? Is that because people don't know, maybe you don't know how to monetize the opportunity you have? You have great opportunities, but you don't know how to monetize them. Or it's maybe because, honestly speaking, your profile sucks. And I'm not saying that with disrespect. Sometimes we just have to be honest with ourselves. I know there are a lot of things in our company that sucks. We are working on improving them. We ain't perfect, right? But sometimes it's just good to be honest. So which ones are the ones? I like Michelle to share which one is the like a few of the most common one. And please be honest with this, because we all have. And when I started, for example, no one knew about me. I went through all the 4 of them. No one knew about me. Then I didn't get opportunities. Then I had opportunities, but I didn't know how to monetize them. And then I didn't know how to build my profile. So I literally went through all the 4 of them. Michelle, what do you find? What is happening in the chat?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
so one person, everybody's actually saying how great they've enjoyed the training. So that's all the comments I've seen so far. But now, okay, so somebody said actually all of them. People do not know about me. Another one, don't know how to monetize opportunities. Then people are thanking us again for the great training. And yeah, and the last 3. So yeah, it's a mixture of all of them, really.
Mm-hmm. And I invite you, like, for everyone to please write it down, because the moment where you can be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Right. It's great also to write all the things that are going great, but sometimes it's quite more difficult to admit where we need the most help. And that's okay. That's why we are here. So as I mentioned, building your profile is not a luxury anymore. Like, we are all look the same. We are a Zoom square right now. We are a Zoom square. That's who we are in the business world. So we need to stand out. We need to be different. Everyone is going on social media. So building a profile is not a luxury anymore, but it's a necessity. Is a necessity. And building a profile is the one thing that you can do that will have a ripple effect in every other area of your business. And on top of that is the one thing that if you do it once, you can build it forever and you can use it forever. Because as we mentioned in the past few lessons, whatever you have done and whatever even the results that you have achieved in this challenge, some of you created a Twitter account. It will be there with you. You updated your banner. It will be there with you. You've applied to some journal request. You get featured. It will be there with you. Use the Haro templates. It will be there with you. So no one then can take that away from you. And all the rest, yes, but not your profile. And that's why I'm so passionate about that. So what if we help you with getting known, give you access to the right opportunities, help you monetize the existing opportunities that you have? How much would that be worth to you? I gotta tell you, for us, it's been worth a few millions. And it didn't happen overnight. It was hard work, yes. And there were a lot of things that we did that didn't work out. Yes, absolutely. Part of the process. But there were a lot of things that we did that did work out. And actually, sometimes what we do 5 things that don't work out, 1 works out, but we just need the 1 thing to work out to make things work. So it's not that I love failure. I love failing. I love failing because the more I fail, the more I get things right. So for us, that was worth a few millions. But what will be worth for the people that you love and the people that you care about? Because everything that you do, if your business grows, I mean, you will have families, you will have people that you love. How much it is be worth to them? Because that's going to be the other people that are going to be impacted by this process. And for example, when I married, when I proposed to my wife, I had very little money, and I spent all my money. I had 250 quid in a bank account, and I bought an engagement ring which was 250 quid. And that's all I had. Now, it was, as a man, it was heartbreaking because, you know, as an Italian man, I got the need to provide, right? I need to be there. I need to provide. I need to in particular, I was speaking. I was like the external facade of the business was great, but still, like the business was up and down. The money wasn't coming in. And I remember I felt really ashamed, but I said, you know what, if I don't commit now, if I don't do something now, when is going to be the right moment? So I bought her this 250 pound ring, and I went actually with her sister-in-law. And side story, I thought that Swarovski was where you buy rings, and apparently diamonds and crystals are different. So for all the ladies out there that are going to be like, no, you didn't. Thanks God I had my sister-in-law that actually at she loved that moment, but she shamed me totally in front of the shopkeeper, saying, can you explain this man that as Swarovski, you don't do engagement rings and diamond and crystal are different? That was my experience, but that's where I started. So we went to, I found like the cheapest ring I could find, and I said, I'm going to get you the other one. I'm booking you. We're getting married, but then I'm going to get you another one. And because of the increase of the profile and the growth of the business, we were able to have a wedding that it was incredible. I mean, we got married then a few years later, and the top of a castle in the south of Italy. We had white horse and carriages. It was beautiful. And we were able to pay for it. That would have not been possible before that. But also I want you to imagine how much it would have been worth to the people that, to the other people in the world. Because you all are here because you have a message. You all are here because you want to make an impact. You're all here because you want to make a difference, right? And you getting known will have a ripple effect in all the other people that are going to be in the world. And this is, for example, why we have the, I invite you to check this out. They are the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, done by the UN. And this is the areas in which the UN is working on to make a positive impact. And that's why I have this slide here. And I have a big passion for making an impact in the world. But when we run our business, does it feel like this? Right? Anyone felt like this even throughout the challenge? Please write it down. Write down rock. Or you like feeling pushing a rock uphill? Anyone felt like this were running their business or even throughout the challenge? Just let me know.
Rock, lots of rocks.
A lot of rocks. And does it feel sometimes?
Who said that? Diana said it's been a rock every day.
Rock every day. Does it feel like it's a isolating and lonely experience pushing that rock? Mm-hmm. Just write isolation or whatever. So I know that we are on the same page. Whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Zoom. And sometimes all we need is this. Someone that can help us, pull us out. Because it's difficult to keep pushing that rock. And you arrive to a point where there's just as far as you can go. Because the bigger the game you're playing, the steeper it gets. And the bigger the game you're playing, the more help and support you need. But the question I want to ask you is, are you open to receiving help? Because there was many moments in my life where I was closed. I was seeing opportunities. I was seeing people offering me opportunities or help around it. But I wouldn't do anything about it. So the question I want to ask you is, are you open? And just write it down, like, yes, if you're open. Are you open to receiving help? Because if you're not open, then there's no point even to move on with this. And you will find that the amount of impact that you can make is going to be very limited because we all need each other. That's what I believe. I believe that together we can grow way more than we can do by ourselves. And, you know, when we make a commitment and we want to make a commitment, there is a leap that we want to make. And we want to play a bigger game. Is a leap, is a jump, right? And when we make this jump, it feels like this. It feels scary, right? Have you ever, before making a decision that was important for you, have you ever felt scared about making a decision? Have you ever felt scared about making that commitment? Just scared. If you can see a moment in your life in the past where you know it was the right decision, but you were scared about it. And you know, when people need to buy programs or services, and in a moment I'm going to get actually to the bloody program and tell you about the profile builder, but it wouldn't make sense without this part. When people buy, that's for you, even for people that will buy your programs or your services, there are 3 reasons why people don't buy. Number one is that they don't believe in the person who is offering the program. So they might not believe in you, that you are the right person for them. So hopefully throughout the challenge, we showed you that we are the right people for you. We show you that we have what it takes. And actually let us know, do you believe that we are good at what we do, that we have your back, that we have your best interest at heart? Do you believe that? And let me know in a comment, please. And then let me know, Michelle, what kind of comments are coming up.
Yes, I'm seeing yes. I did tell them to be kind.
Thank you. But do you believe that we are the right people?
I believe. Yes, I believe.
All right. So on that one, Michelle, high five. We did a good job.
Good.
There you go. Then the other reason why people would not buy from you is that they don't believe that the program will work. So throughout the challenge, we did the challenge because we wanted to show what we are going to teach you work. Of course, you have to make it work, but what we are going to teach you work. So the question is, by the experience that you had, do you believe that what we are going to offer you will work? Do you believe that? Because if the answer is yes, it means we did a good job during the challenge.
Yeah, we've got yes, it works. I believe.
I believe I can fly. All right. That's why I'm not a singer. That's why I'm not a singer. Now,
absolutely, yes, we're getting good comments through.
All right, that's brilliant. Now, the other reason why people will not buy from you is that they don't believe in themselves enough to make it work. Ooh. Ooh. And that hurts. Because if you believe in the program, you believe in us, and you're saying, well, I'm not going to buy, then the other reason is that you might not believe in yourself to make it work. And this comes in different ways, and it comes for everyone. I got the same, you got the same, everyone is the same, we're all human being. But it comes in these things like, oh, well, I don't have enough money to make it work because you're looking at your current situation and don't the increase that you're going to get later. Oh, but I got other commitments, right? So then instead of growing and doing something different, to grow, you need to do something different. You need to add something to the plate. You need to also let go of something that is not working. So a lot of time we say, oh, we don't have enough time because we are keeping busy on doing things that don't work, or that maybe were serving us before, but are not serving us now. And the other things that people are saying, it comes out in this way, is that people, what if things change in my situation? What if things will change in my situation? Well, let me tell you something. Things will change in your situation. And you don't know. The only thing that is sure in life that things are going to change. Sometimes change for the better. Sometimes change for the worse. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes it's more difficult. But what doesn't change is the fact that we all need help around us. That's how the fear shows up. But one thing that I'm going to tell you is that if you decide to make the leap with us and to join the Profile Builder program, this is what's going to happen. We're going to be there to catch you. We're going to be there to catch you, and we are going to be there to pull you up. Question is, are you open to receiving help? That's the question I want to ask you. Because the environment that you're in will dictate your performance. Now, many of you don't know that I play basketball. I'm very short, but I play basketball in the 2nd division in the National League, professional here in the UK. And when my wife saw this picture, said, oh, you don't really fit in there. Anyone feels the same? Just be honest with me. Just anyone feels that I don't really belong to that group? But the reason why I stayed in a group, when I joined the team, I was the worst one. I was training 3 times a week. I was traveling up and down the country, not to play any game. But the reason why I stayed in that professional team, it was for one, the coach was used to play in the NBA for my favorite team, the Lakers. And he was one of the best basketball player in the UK. And also it's because of these people. Those people push me in ways that you can't imagine. Sometimes I cried. Because I didn't get any minutes. The training was too excruciating because I play with a lot of people that are like 18, 22, 23, and I'm quite young, I'm 32, but when playing at that level, and I started playing actually when I was 28. So I started playing professionally when I was 28, and it took me a year just to make the team, to give an idea. And I kept playing and doing the training and committing to it. But also the other reason why is that because the organization does a lot of good in the world. So I wouldn't be where I am without them. And I decided to stick with that organization because they are supporting, they're giving a space for young people from rough communities to come together and, to do homeworks together in the afternoon and so on. So now what do you choose? That's the choice you're going to make throughout these few days. Do you want to push the rock on your own, or do you want to get some support? Let me know. What do you choose? Let me know in the comment. What do you choose? Do you want to push the rock on your own and keep pushing it? Or do you want to be open and receive some support, and not just the support of one person, but the support of an entire community that is going to help you, that is going to help you grow? And that's why we have joined the Profile Builder program. So let me know what you're open to, what you want. So the Profile Builder program is for you if you want to grow your business faster, if you want to make an impact in the world, if you want to become known in your field, if you want to change the world. This is what the Profile Builder is for. And on day 0, we looked at the journey from hobby, expert, influencer, authority. This is perfect if you are at the hobby and expert stage. So from hobby, when you're starting out, to go to expert and known in your field, and from expert to go that you're good at what you're doing, to go to influencer and build a massive audience and make a massive impact. This is what the program is for. And we are going to look at 4 areas. We're going to help you associating yourself with industry leader so you can raise your credibility. We're going to help you get speaking engagement, online and live speaking engagements. Actually, they said that events can be run again right now. It was 2 days ago. How amazing is that? Anyone excited, or am I just the only one? But that's the speaking part. Then the awards. We're going to help you win awards and be known in your field. You remember the ASAP formula. And then we are going to help you consistently get featured on publication. Because one publication is not going to change your life. It's the consistency of building your profile and the building of the fact that you're going to have that is going to make a difference. And so what I want to give you is an offer that you can't refuse. Anyone love The Godfather? I'm Italian, what can I say? Anyone love The Godfather? just write Godfather. So I absolutely love The Godfather. So I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. If you refuse it, I'm gonna kill you. Don't worry. Okay. It's not that bad. So the Profile Builder program, this is how it works. We are going to work and get you total clarity on your message. We're going to help you with your personal brand, build a personal brand that is going to help you, make you stand out from the crowd. For people, it's clear what you're about and you can attract your tribe. We're going to work to omnipresence. Have you ever seen those people that now that you look, they are everywhere? You're on LinkedIn, they're on LinkedIn. They're on Facebook, you go on Facebook, they're on Facebook. You go on Twitter, they're on Twitter. You go on Instagram, they're on Instagram.
Can I say something? I'm laughing here.
Go ahead.
I want to share this with everybody. So I was talking to somebody, and this person goes, "Michelle, I see your ass everywhere." Sorry. And he goes to me, "You're just everywhere. I go on Facebook, you're on my stream. You go on LinkedIn, you're on my stream. I go onto Instagram, you're on my stream." And I said to him, well, that's exactly what I want to happen. I want you to see that I am making an impact, that I am working, that I walk the talk. And he was just saying, well, it's working. So when you said that omnipresence, that's what just came to my mind. So I thought I'd just share it.
And it's crucial, absolutely. And it's crucial. And it's not something that happens by chance. Is a strategy. And the reason why it's important is because when people see you everywhere, you're going to be top of mind. So when they will need your services, then they will buy from you. Then also we're going to work on your visibility strategy, on getting on TV, getting on magazines, getting on podcasts, and getting on speaking engagements. We're going to help you get on local and global stages, online and offline, so you can get in front of your ideal clients. And we're going to teach you how to pitch, so then you can get sales from it. You're going to also get featured on niche publication and mainstream media. We're going to have specific goals for you. You know the database that you have built on, was that the 3rd day of the challenge? Yeah, it was the 3rd day. Then we're going to keep you accountable and make it work. And we're going to make introductions when relevant. We're going to also help you monetize and leverage every single opportunity that you have. That's what we're going to help you do. Because visibility is great, but visibility for the sake of visibility in business is more vanity than anything else. You want to be visible in the right places, so then it brings you income. You get more income, you make a bigger impact, right? So that's the link that we're going to help you do. And for those of you that are going to join, we have 2 different versions of the program, and it's going to be $1,997. We have also payment plans available, and you will have lifetime access to all this in training, which is delivered online. But now, if you join right now during this challenge, this is what you're going to get. So we're going to help you for 3 days. We're going to spend 3 days together. And everyone that has been, if you are in the room and you've been to Explode already, to our 3-day intensive of Explode, can you just write a comment on how was the experience for you? Because we're going to spend 3 days together. And in 3 days, we're going to help you create your offer and launch your offer in 3 days. And we're going to keep you accountable to make sales. Now, we sell this program for $2,000, this particular program, but then you can have it included in your program, because in the Profile Builder program, because we want you to have your investment back as soon as possible. So then you say, oh my God, I made such a great investment. And we say, yes, you did. So that's what's going to happen. Last time we did it, one of our clients got 36 consultations booked. And before, she wasn't getting almost no consultations. If you have been through Explode, you can share also some of the results that you had, because we have many clients here in the VIP room. And the second bonus you're going to have on top of the 3 days, you're going to have a VIP, a live profile building strategy intensive. So we're going to have an alpha day training with myself and Michelle, where we are going to help you build your entire strategy for the 6 months of the program. Now, in this way, the program is personalized to you. It's not just you're doing what everyone else does, because there might be things that are more relevant to you and not for others. So we want to make sure you have a personalized experience, and we will direct you to which part of the trainings are more relevant for you. For some, it's going to be writing on publication. For some, it's going to be speaking. For some, it's going to be a word. For some, it's going to be connecting with influencers, but we're going to help you with that. And that you will have it included in the program. Now, because of that session, that's when Katya create the offer, create her positioning that got her on CNN and sell all the programs that she did. The third bonus you're going to have by joining on the Profile Builder, you have 6 online profile building live sessions, because the program is 6 months. And one of the reasons why people don't get results, it's not because they don't know what to do, but is that because they don't have anyone keeping them accountable, right? How many times, maybe you knew already that publicity was important for you, but I know that many people here in this challenge, you did more in these 5 days than probably you did in the last couple of years. Why is that? Because we kicked your ass. That's why. So it makes it work having a community that is on the same journey with you, and having people that are going to support you, because that means you don't forget about it. And then you don't stay. We have a conversation 2 years down the line. I had people that wanted to join the Profile Builder last year. They said no. I had a conversation with that this year. Where do you think the visibility is at? Same things as last year, still playing a smaller game. That's fine if they are happy. But the question is, would you be happy with that? Because if you don't have accountability, it's very difficult to have willpower to get sorted every single area of your life and your business. There's just a limited amount of willpower that we have. And for example, that's also why by connecting with the people in the group, you're also going to share opportunities. For example, Michelle had a gig in Dubai, and I think got 2 of our Profile Builder members got in to the into the Dubai gig with her, because of the relationship that was built. So, and I think, how much was who came with you, Michelle, on that training?
Good old Leela. I brought her in, and Evelina, who's actually doing this challenge as well. So I actually brought 3 people. This is how I see things. If I find myself in an opportunity where I can bring other people, I will always do that. So I spoke to Simone, and I thought I wanted to bring some people from the Profile Builder Challenge with me. And so we selected on the 2 ladies, and then somebody who was outside the Profile Builder. So I brought 3 people, and they were able to go out to Dubai. They did their training out there, and actually Evelina, again, so the guys got back to me and said, your trainers were brilliant, and I've got another contract. I couldn't do the contract, and I gave it to Evelina, and she went back out there 2 weeks after she'd already got back from Dubai. Mm-hmm. But they paid for accommodation, hotel, training, everything. So you didn't have to pay for anything.
And that's because of the relationship that you will build, right? So relationship is everything. And when we have an opportunity, we will share it. When it's relevant, and if you're good, of course. Michelle chose Evelina and Leela because they're brilliant at what they do. So as long as you're good at what you do, then you're going to have bigger opportunities. If you need to build opportunities to build, there are going to be opportunities that are going to be given to you to build your authority and credibility and experience and expertise. Then what you're going to have as well is a feature in our blog and podcast. We have more than 10,000 visitors to our website every single month, and thousands of listeners on our podcast. And what we will do, we'll create a show which is curated. And I had Dr. John Martini on the show. I had Frank Kern. I had Jarek Robbins, which is the son of Tony Robbins. So a lot of influential people on the show. Richard Penderson is going to come soon. And we are going to curate an interview with you, which is specific for your target audience and specific design to get more interviews. So that's going to be a piece of visibility, which we will craft together to then you can send it to journalists, publications. You can see when I send you the checklist and the spreadsheet that I use, you can see how you can leverage the opportunity, but we'll curate it together. And Rohini, one of our clients, someone, because we curated together so well, was one of our clients that actually listened to that interview. And she was on the fence of signing up with her or not. She listened to the interview. That was her turning point for that person to say yes. Now, I know some of you are thinking, oh, Simone, you've been selling now for like 45 minutes. Like, I know. But I know, but when we are delivering, we are delivering. I'm taking the time to explain how the program works because I want you to make an informed decision. And I want you to understand all the different aspects. So that's how we work. When we deliver, we give quality. When I'm selling, I'm selling. So you don't have to second guess. You always know where I stand, okay? The fifth bonus that you will have by joining during the challenge is that you'll get all the templates to contact journalists, to contact podcasters. You have templates, you have contracts templates that Michelle has built. You have templates for if you are hired as a speaker. If you are having a guest on, maybe you're running a virtual event and you have a guest, you have templates to reach out to follow up with the journalists and podcasters and so on. And that's, for example, how by using one of our templates, Washington, and I mean, Washington is 20 years old, never had a career before, still going to university, but he had a big passion to inspiring younger people. Being grown up in the personal development side, loved it, decided to start a speaking career very early. We encouraged him to do that. And without using these templates, without having any previous connection, without having any previous, just himself, without having any previous expertise and nothing else to show, he got 2 gigs in a school, and then they got booked again, and he got a lot of gigs after that. And I'm like, if a 20-year-old dude that never had a career before, that is still going to university, can have opportunities, what's gonna stop you? Let's be clear. Thank you, right? And that's, for example, also because that's where that was the training in Dubai that we were talking about with Michelle and Evelina and Leela. So those opportunities are going to be there for you. And the other thing you're going to get by joining as well is a hot seat session. So once every 2 weeks, you will have a Q&A time where anything that you have around your business, anything that you have around the visibility work that you're doing, then we will do a hot seat with you to make sure that you get the most of the opportunities. Maybe there is a template that you need to adapt. Maybe there is a pitch that you don't really know how to deal with that. Maybe there is a challenging situation you're facing. That's where the hot seat is about. And that's, for example, how by being part of the hot seat, and Michelle got a connection to connect Yvette to speak an event at the House of Commons. And that all happened during one of our sessions. So, and these are just some of the few the case studies that we have. So for everything that you get lifetime access to the Profile Builder online program, to explode your expert business intensive, the 3 days where we create and launch your service, the VIP Profile Builder training, where we are going to create your entire visibility strategy with myself and Michelle. You get 6 live profile building online sessions to make sure that we keep you accountable while you're going through and you don't fall off the wagon, but actually you get the results that you want. You get features on our podcast and blog. So then you can have access to our audience and as well create a piece of content that you can use and leverage. We talked about leverage. People ask that question for other publications. You have all the templates, so you don't need to second guess what you're going to write or what you're going to say. You have the hot seat sessions to make sure that anything that you need to work on, we will be there for you. And instead of paying £10,188 for the silver version, which is what you will get if you were to buy everything together, separately, then it is only $1,997, and we have payment options available. So there is going to be a link in a moment which is going to be given to you, and you can see all the different payment options that we have. Now, if you want, for example, another payment option and you say, actually, I will prefer something more flexible, let us know. We're willing to work with you. Okay, I just want to make it clear. These are suggested payment option, but if you want to join and you say, actually, I would prefer paying in this way, pay in the way you want. I mean, you do your part, I do my part, we are a good team, right? So now we also have introduced an elite version. And the elite version, you get everything that you see up until bonus 6, which is including the silver. And what you're also going to get is one of our visibility coaches, whether it's Michelle in particular, if you're more advanced, or Leela, if you are starting out and building your credibility, then you will have a one-to-one session with our visibility coach to keep you accountable and to be there for you every step of the way. And also you will have priority access to all the opportunities that we have. Everyone in the elite program will always have priority access. So the opportunities will come first to you and then to everyone else. Then you have also a partnership that we're going to do with you. If you have a product or service that you want to sell, we will partner up with you and help you with the promotion. So that's another thing that you will gonna get as part of the elite program. And we got quite a few people. If you've seen this group, we've got a lot of people in the database. So that's gonna be very good for you. Then we have also an elite member only session with the editor and a special surprise. So people are part of the elite program. We will have access to some of our connections and contacts in the editorial world and have private Q&A with them to have to increase opportunities. Now, there will be $4,997. That's for that. That's for the elite program. And you can also have payment plans. Again, same things apply. You will have, instead of, if you find a payment option, and I think I made a mistake on the slide here on the total, so I will need to recalculate it. Probably have noticed that. But if you need another payment option and you say, actually, I would prefer to pay in that way, another different way, that's good, right? You do your part, I do my part, we are a good team. And also, we will have priority of introduction. So these are some, for example, introductions I've made for the to the Forbes Coaches Council to become a Forbes contributor, to Yelena, one of our clients, which you will meet in the next few days, and to Ed. So whenever we can, we'll make introductions. And this is the link that we are going to send you. So I'm going to stop screen sharing for a moment, so then I can send you this link. If you can give me a second, then just need to get it and you are going to see it. And I will put in the Zoom link, and if anyone can take it and also post it on Facebook as well. Thank you very much. So then you can join straight away for everyone that is ready to join. So there we go. And then I'm going to get back to the slide deck so that we can see it. Can you all see my screen again? Give me a yes if you can all see my screen. Then I'm almost done, and then we are going to start with the Q&A and as well the exercise of the day. So if you join within the 24 hours, if you have 24 hours to join, if you decide to join within the next 24 hours, we're going to extend your support for an extra 12 months. So instead of having 6 months, you will have 12 months access to our expert mastermind membership, where we meet once a month. You can connect with all the other GTeX clients that we have. It's an incredible network, a community with hundreds of people. You will have a business brainstorming sessions. We do private training. You learn on business skills. You learn by listening as well to other very successful members and how they run their business. You will have 12 months access to our expert mastermind membership. And that's only if you join within the next 24 hours. Because we want to make sure that you make the most of the program. You will have some quick wins, and some of them will be slow wins. I personally believe in work ethic. I don't believe that everything happens overnight. I got my quick wins, and I got things that I got to work for it, sometimes months, sometimes years for it. And that's life. So we want to make sure that we will be there for you in the quick win and the one that will take a bit longer time. So if you just achieve half of what I promised, would it be worth it? Just half. Answer that. Will it be worth it if you just achieve half of what I promised? Just put it in a comment. Because if you don't get also at least 5 features, we're going to work with you until you get 5 features at least. That's what you're going to get. So if you don't get at least 5 features, we have a guarantee. We will keep working with you until you get them, because we want to make sure that you get the results that you pay us for. That's how we work. You do your part, we do our part, we're a good team. We said it already. And if you have any other question before joining, just send me a message, just send Michelle a message. We are here to answer any question that you have. And when we evaluate to buy, there are two costs that we need to evaluate. The cost to take action. How much is it going to be? But also we got to evaluate what's the cost of not taking action, because they both have a price. They both have a price. Sometimes we can only see the price as a cost of taking action, but we don't see the price that we pay by not taking that action. And I want to just leave you with that. So having said it, make sure you go into the link, check it out, join right now. If you have any other question, then let me know. Then what I'm going to do, now it's time to announce the homework for the week, and then the special announcement that we have for the next few days. So the exercise for the week, I mean, you're like, oh, Simone, finally you're done, right? I know you. I know what you're thinking. I know I've done this enough. But I want to make sure that you don't just like, life doesn't change in 5 days. Life doesn't change. Your business will not change in 5 days. But if you work, commit to the process and you work with us for a period of time, trust me, you're going to look back and say, oh my God, this was just one of the best decisions I've ever made. And so what you're going to do, you're going to create as an exercise your account in helperreporter.com. That's number one. You're going to submit at least 2 pitches by tomorrow evening. Okay, 2 pitches we want you to find. And then you're going to copy and paste your pitches under the 5 days homework thread. Well, we said that, so make sure you please put it under the thread. That's the exercise to win for tomorrow. To get the extra credits, you will also write, I would really appreciate if you write a blog post or a LinkedIn, whether on LinkedIn or if you have a blogging platform, about your experience and learning from the Profile Builder Challenge. Now, every time I go to a training, I write an article about what I've learned about the training for 2 reasons. One is it helps me remember everything I've studied, everything I learned. It consolidates the learning, it cements them. And secondly, it cements the relationship with the person I've done the training with. Because I never know when maybe our paths are going to meet again. And maybe that person, because I wrote the article showcasing their training, maybe they're just going to do something for me. Who knows? So if you do that, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? And by doing that, you also get featured for the extra credit, which is actually one of the elite packages of the Profile Builder program. Now, if you have paid already, you're gonna get your money back. If you haven't paid, then you can win. But make sure that you do the extra credit. Use the hashtag Profile Builder, and you need to tag me and Michelle in the article. You can use anything between like 500 to 600 words, 300 words, you choose. It needs to be a short article about what you've learned. If you have any question, I can send you a template as well on how to write the article, and we can start from there. So this is it for today. We're going to get started with also Q&A that we are going to keep it open for any question that you might have about the program, for any question that you might have about the challenge that we did today, for any question that you might have as usual for the Q&A. So thank you very much, and let's get things started. And if you're there on the fence and you say, actually, and you know, this is the right thing for you, joining that program. And sometimes there's like a voice inside, but you might be scared, take the action. Because sometimes there are things that we cannot justify logically, but right in our heart, we know is the right thing. And if that's the case, then take the action. And if you need something a bit more custom-based for payment plans, just reach out. And if you want some people to join now and say, wow, I would love to start next month, just let us know. We can be flexible and working with you, okay? So that's it for the Profile Builder program. And then regarding announcements as well, we have the bonus session tomorrow with Michelle on how do we pitch cold to journalists. Then we will also have another bonus session on Sunday with a special guest, which is actually an advisor of the royal family. And is advisor of governors around the world. Is a professor, Chris Imafidem. He's here in the group. Some of you know him already. He's the person that got me the connection and invited me to meet the Queen, or the Queen's hat, when we went in Westminster Abbey, and all the governors from the Commonwealth. It was the Commonwealth celebration. So, and he's going to do an incredible session and a Q&A with you. So you will be able to ask him any question that you have. and he has been featured in any publication you can imagine. He's always on TV, he's always on radio, he's always connecting and networking with like governors of countries, and his story is insanely sensational, like, and his family as well, like it's not just him. So that's the special session, the bonus session that we have on Sunday. Make sure you stick around because you will be able to ask him any question. We have also a special guest on Monday. We had already convinced, so there are gonna be a lot of things that will be announced throughout the next few days. Now that's all for me. I think, like I said it 3-4 times at least. This time is the real one. So open the Q&A, and any question about the program, just let me know, okay? Thank you. So we get started with the Q&A. I'm going to open as well to keep open the Q&A on Facebook for a bit. So then if someone has some questions on Facebook, we can keep it there. Let's see where we are. What questions do we have? Caroline?
Whoops.
Are you there, Caroline?
One of the yesterday, which I'm to reply back
Sorry,
to.
Caroline, you were breaking up. Can you start again?
Yeah, sorry. One
Now
of
you're
the
back.
yeah, sorry. One of the Twitter ones that I found yesterday.
Yeah.
No, today. Sorry, I've lost track of time. It says wants brilliant pitches from brilliant writers. Specifically strong, passionate, powerful opinion pieces, as well as moving and relevant first-person stories. And we have to email the person. When they talk about pitches, so how would we pitch in that sense? How would we structure the pitch? Is it the same as what you've shown us today, or is there a different way of doing it with this?
You can use the same because you already know the topic, right? You already know what they're looking for. So you can use the same structure of the Harrow pitch. But instead of saying Harrow, you put like a good headline. So just let me go back to the pitch so then I can show it again, make it more relevant. Just give me a second. So when can you give me an example of how was the can you give me how was the tweet or what they were asking?
That's exactly what they said. Okay, what it said was wants brilliant pitches from brilliant writers, specifically strong, passionate, and powerful opinion pieces, as well as moving and relevant first-person stories. This person is actually, she's just taken on communities editor at the.
Okay, so you can use, like, you add the title of the and an attention grabber at the top. Then you say, hey, like for this topic, I can provide insight from this perspective. So you give your credibility. This is a short summary of my idea, or you can say, these are 3 ideas that I have. Both work. So I would recommend always to try with some publication, maybe submit some more ideas. With one, you submit one that you have. And then say, thanks for considering me. And if you have any other question, feel free to reach out. So I would use a very similar template in that case as well.
Okay, so just lift something out of what she said for the title, yeah? Is that what you said?
No, I said just leave something out of Harrow. Just don't put Harrow. Because Harrow is relevant to help a reporter. You got it from journal request. So instead of putting Harrow in the email, just put hashtag journal request, so then they know where it's coming from.
Oh, right. I'm with you. Hashtag journal
request.
Sorry, my brain is not functioning very well at the moment.
That's all right.
And then insert the name of. Okay.
Did I answer your question?
I think so. I can, yeah, I'll have that. If not, I'll come back.
Yeah, and if you want also feedback and you want to write the draft, because you're going to have, as soon as we publish the homework, you will have access to the templates. So if you want to write, for example, like an example of the pitch, and then before submitting it, you want to send it to us, we're going to give you feedback on that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Yeah, cool.
It's my pleasure. All righty.
And also, if it helps, so today, Cyan Young was responding to a couple of some requests on journo requests, and she just sent me a message and just said, how does this sound? And I would just say, I just gave her some advice on what to take out or what to add in, and she sent it off. So you can always just share it in the group and tag us in so that we can see it, and we can just give you some quick advice. And I would say, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Because you know, this is your zone of genius here, Caroline. This is writing is your zone of genius. You are the expert. The journalist wants your expertise. So
They want my expertise in getting it out. Yeah, yeah.
Right, right. So it's just all about.
So I have to get it out from myself. Yes.
Get it out.
Okay,
And
cheers.
remember, you're not writing the whole article. You're just giving them, you're just piquing their interest. That's all you're doing. You're just piquing their interest. So you're just giving them insight to what you can talk about. You're not giving them the whole cake.
I got it. Okay, thank you. Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
You are welcome. Who do we have next? Okay, we have Lynn. If you can unmute yourself, thank you very much. And for everyone else, can you please raise your virtual hand, which you can find in the chat functionality on the side. So then we know who's gonna be next as well. Lynn, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Simone and Michelle. It's been really great training that you've delivered. It was just so exciting earlier today to get a response from a journalist. It was like, you know, even though, no, it was just amazing. So I'm really looking forward to trying that out. My question about the program is what is the kind of time commitment? Like what I've done over the years, I've done various programs, and what tends to happen is I fall back very quickly because they go at a pace and I just can't make all the time commitments, and and then you miss out on a few, and then you kind of lose the momentum, and you don't really get, you know, you think you're going to get the stuff out of it and you don't. So that's my question, really.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer. I know there are some people as well in the profile builder already that are here in this room. So I'm going to ask them also to answer this question in a moment. And Lila, if you want to answer later, I think from your experience before you were starting as a coach, the way we have designed the profile builder is a program that is always running. Right. So we have opening times when we have all the bonuses, like at the moment, but then the program is always ongoing. And the first session that we do is to arrange your time. Now, there are some people that have different time commitments. Some people can put 15 hours a week. Some people can put 30 hours a week. Some people can put 3 hours a week, right? We have literally the whole spectrum in between. And so at the beginning, we're going to identify how much time is realistic for you to develop. Because 1 hour consistently is better than saying 10 hours and then do nothing with that and beating yourself up. So that's how we run the program, and that's how it's been designed. So we create a strategy for you depending on the time that you have. We will have different goals, and then we will make sure that we keep you accountable to reach those goals that are good for you and the time that you're going to apply it. Does it make sense?
It does. I think as well, you just said something there which I thought was great, is that you make sure that people are achieving what they've set out on the goals. Is that right? Yeah,
that's for us is the most important thing. And
because again, I've been on programs where they don't really, once they've got you, they don't really care where you end up.
I've been there too.
Yeah, I don't wish to. I know that such a lot of work goes into creating packages, and you know, I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful for what those people in the past have done, or what you're doing, because I know it takes a lot of effort. No,
but so we are not going to do the work for you, okay? Like, of course, you need to do your part. We're all adults here, but we have a commitment to your result as much as you have a commitment to your results, right? So you do your part, we do our part, we are a good team. And that's why with GTeX, we had the clients that didn't achieve their goals within the time that it was set up. It happened, but we kept our word and we kept working with them until that happened. So whatever we say is what we do. That's how we work. Because for me, I'm quite old school. My word is my bond. And a lot of members can testify for that. Yeah.
You're the godfather.
It's a guy. And, I mean, my mom is from the south of Italy, so what can I say? But for us, that's the most important thing. And as long as we have an open communication, right? So if you're not happy about something, you tell us, hey, I'm not happy about this. And our commitment is not to pretend we will always get it right, because we don't. But we can make right things if we don't get it the first time. And so we had clients that worked perfectly the first time, and others that there was a bit of adjustment before it worked. And as long as we are a team and we work together on it, then we can get great results. That's, if I see, we had thousands of clients working with us, and see the relationship that work were relationship based on mutual trust, on open communication, and doing both our part of the work. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you.
To it.
Sure.
You know, so I've never done a challenge before, and I've seen other people do it. And for me, the people who have done it, they've said afterwards that, you know, they've just been left to their own devices and all of that. And I think what myself and Simone really wanted to do is to make sure that we just committed to everybody. And even on the Profile Builder challenge, Profile Builder program, those who are on it, you will know that we are on it all the time. And even there's someone in here and we need to book another meeting, and I said, and the person said to me, oh, I haven't done the work, I want to leave it another, can we do it at the end of the month? And I said, no, I need to check in a week's time. Yeah, and that's because, and then obviously the profile challenge came up, but it's because I know that everyone gets so busy. I get busy, we've got families, we've got husbands, we've got wives, but I always just set some time in my diary where if I'm working with you, and I will, me personally, how I work, I will scout everywhere looking for opportunities. So although you have to do the work, I'm there as an extra set of eyes. And that's how I personally work, because I just feel like if we work together, you get to your result quicker, and you're happy, I'm happy, we move on. So I think the commitment that you've seen in this challenge is exactly the same level of commitment you get in the program.
No, Lila, do you want to put in terms, chip in as well in terms of time, because you started as well as a client in the Profile Builder program before becoming a visibility coach. So how was that for you as well in terms of time?
I think, and a few people have been asking the question, I've been responding. I think the thing to remember is this week has been, you know, hugely intensive. There's been massive over delivery, in my opinion, of all the content, the resources, you know, the tips and the hacks and everything. So I think you can easily get overwhelmed with what you've learned in just the space of a week. But it's important for me, it would be step back and think, right, pick one thing that you're going to focus on. And that's what I had to do when I joined the program. There's a wealth of stuff that I've not done yet. And actually this has kind of given me a bit of a kick up the butt to think, right, I need to go back to this and start doing some of the extra stuff. You know, so I picked and chose things that for me didn't require loads of time because I've had a lot of other things going on. But I would still attend the calls every month because, again, there's so much value in them. So the mastermind course that Simone was referring to, and for example, the one that stands out for me is the Twitter one, because it stood in my mind and I thought that's something I could do really quickly. And I went off the Jono request stuff and got a few blogs and so forth. So it's not like you've got to go and do all of this next week, or, you know, you can take all of the knowledge and then implement as and when you are ready. So I'm not sure if that answers the question, but that's my experience of it. And I know it's a lot. And to Michelle's point, it is a case of, you know, even you assign an hour or 2 hours a week to working on a small aspect of it. So just breaking it down, which is what these guys have done for you in terms of the, you know, each day and each topic that we've looked at, you've gotten the step-by-step process and actions to do. So it is easy to get overwhelmed looking at everything, but if you take a step back, pick one thing and say, right, I'm going to spend a couple of hours, whether it's a day, a week, whatever you can afford, towards moving this forward.
All right. Thank you very much, Leela. I really appreciate your input. There were a few comments here and then we are going to go, I think, to Sayan. Annie said, I would like to thank Wang. That's, I think, also an example of how we work. To share, Annie purchased the publicity bundle that we put together, which actually was already included in the VIP ticket. So Wang realized that she sent me a message this morning, and it was like, oh, I just noticed that Annie is a VIP member and bought the bundle. So we sent a refund, and I think that happened also to someone else. So like for us, honesty is the most important thing. We are always going to deliver what we say we're going to deliver. And we are always going to do our best to make it right. And then there was another question from Caroline that recently did an expensive program. And then because of COVID, and then they kept changing everything in their approach and business model, they said to me they would have to stop working with me. And then I was just left with stuff I didn't understand. So I'm super anxious around paying for another course where I don't get the results. Thank you for being open. And my husband will be too. Yeah, I mean, true. And I appreciate being open. And unfortunately, those things happen. I've worked in businesses, for example, where before COVID, it was really good working with them, but COVID changed the dynamic of everyone's life, changed the dynamic of your life or our life or their life. And so what happened, they completely changed their business model, and we did some changes too, but we made sure that all our clients were on board first. So we had, for example, a lifetime membership program, which we had to change completely because we were running, people that bought that program were expecting live weekends, live training. That ain't happening, but that's what they bought. So our community manager went into everyone and checking in, and we did surveys, we did workshops together to make sure that we created a version with our clients that worked with them. That's our policy, because our focus is always clients first. And that's how we did it. So I appreciate your concern. And it's almost like going to a relationship, you know, we all probably have been heartbroken. Just because we got heartbroken once doesn't mean we can find the right person. So that's what I can say around that. I know, Sayan, over to you.
Hi there. I feel like I've been asking a question virtually every day.
There you go. That's why we are here.
Thank you again for the challenge. I think I said yesterday, I think I said in Facebook today, I've definitely felt stretched. I'm realizing that this has been about 3 hours at least a day of homework, or 4 hours, and so I'm very behind on client work. Oh gosh. Anyway, but I'm just going to be real with you about the program, because I definitely feel like I'm on the fence, and it's mostly because I have been looking for team, but I think I feel nervous. And also I've bought things before that were mostly online, and I really realized my learning style is not online. Like, you can give me a million templates, but if I have no human interaction, I'm not doing it for some reason. So my questions are, how much actual interaction does it include? And I know that may not always be face-to-face, but even the accountability of this has helped with certain times and things like that. And also with a 3-day Explode Your Business Intensive, do you know when that might be? So I'm just wanting more information on human connection, because I realize for myself.
You know what? That's a great question. And I'm going to get someone else to answer it, because we've worked really hard on the online experience. I'm with you. My favorite learning style is not online. So when we create things, we create them in a way to replicate a live environment. Like, my background is events. We were running 200 live training a year before COVID. So when we moved things online, And Caroline, for example, is also part of our team to deliver Explode. We put a lot of work in the experience that people are going to have. And I think I want to go with Genevieve. If Genevieve, you want to give an experience about how our online trainings are?
Oh, wow. I've got to say, I completely relate.
Like, I know that was one you're being concerned, so that's why I picked you.
Yeah, I completely relate to you. I bought courses upon courses, and what I need is I need that accountability. I need that kind of interaction. The Explode, because I've done it, obviously, I'm a lifetime member, so I've done face-to-face training as well. And then when they put the Explode online, I can't lie, it was just as powerful. It was so powerful, and they know how to set it up so you are still connecting with people. That's really important to me. I am a touchy-feely, connected type of person. That's who I am. And when this Explode, obviously, went online, it was a bit like, oh, it's not going to be the same. But it was fantastic. And in fact, it's hard for me to admit, but I probably did better on the online for the person that I am. It's less distractions. It's really clear. I probably, because one thing with GTeX, whenever you do a course with them, they push you to the action. It's very difficult to sit there and not do anything, not follow through and do something. You're always pushed into action. So you're never, I mean, honestly, I've literally spent thousands on different courses, but like yourself, if someone's not holding my hand, or someone ain't pushing me or making me accountable, or always showing up, because that's another thing, they're always showing up. They're kind of always in your face. They're always showing up, because they're always showing up as well. It just makes you move. It really does. And I would definitely recommend the Explode. And then you've got the masterminds, because that's another thing that really keeps you going, keeps you engaged, and keeps you accountable, and keeps you working in a way that works for you. Because I'm a very much a one task at a time, and then on to the next kind of thing. That spurs me on, because I get overwhelmed quite a lot. So they've got a really great way of working with you if you are someone that does suffer from overwhelm, or you're running your business on your own and you've got all these things to do. They really help break it down and make it manageable for you. So I know Simone is always working on being a one-stop shop as well. So you only have to ask for stuff, and then the next day he's bringing seeing that coming for you to download or join or something. So since I've been with GTeX, I haven't joined any of the courses, and I haven't felt alone. So that's all I can tell you. I haven't felt alone with doing any of the courses, and I've always felt encouraged, and I've always felt motivated and pushed.
Thank you, Genevieve. I really appreciate it. And also, Genevieve is one of our mastermind leaders in the Expert Mastermind program, because we have an internal way of recruiting. So everyone who is great at what they do and they show commitment to GTeX and to the other members, is because GTeX is a community. We are very precious about the community that we've built. It took 7 years of 15 to 17 hour working days. So we put a lot of time and work in creating this community, and we just have incredible people. And so what we always look at from who are people inside the community that show great commitment and great skills to then help the new clients that are coming in. And Genevieve has been working with us for a while. She was brilliant. She put herself forward to be one of the mastermind leader. And so we are always looking to give opportunities where we can. Michelle started as a client. We're partners now. Lila started as a client, is our visibility coach. I think the only person who we hired actually outside of the client group is Wang. That's the only person that we hired outside of the client group, was our very first hire. She supported me was that more than 5 years now, Wang? More than 5 years. And we met the first time when we did a retreat in Thailand last year. That was the first time we met in person. She lives in the Philippines, and it was just incredible. So, right, I'm getting emotional right now.
Simone, sorry, just before, because that was really helpful, by the way, Genevieve, just before you answer anyone else's question, can I just clarify then, the 3-day Explode Your Business, is that going to be online? And do you know when it might be?
Yeah, so that's going to be online. The next one is in September, I think 25th, 26th, 27th, or is the weekend on the 25th? I don't, these are the dates. Someone can check. I don't have the phone with me right now. And Wang, actually, probably Wang knows.
That's correct, 25, 26, and 27.
Oh my God, I got a date right. I can't believe it. Thank you, Wang. Whenever whoever gets it online also is going to have the option to attend it live when we're going to have the live version. So now we are working as well on a hybrid way to run courses live and online at the same time with a facilitator that just leads the online room. We're not there yet. It's going to probably be like 6 to 8 months down the line, that particular version. But as soon as we can run it in person, because I'm just very selfishly, I miss it. And then you have also access to run it in person the next time. And everyone that bought it online, we gave them the option. But it doesn't mean that you're not going to get a great experience online. Like we've been working, we have an entire group now for the next for the summer to work on the implementation of Explode and get it, because every time we get feedback, and next time is going to be even better. Like we take that very seriously. I hope I answered your questions, Ayan.
Thank you, much appreciated. Thanks.
My pleasure. What other questions do we have? I think is Smruti. If you can unmute yourself.
Hi everybody, how about you?
Really good, thank you very much. How about you?
Good, lastminute.com, but I'm okay. Right, let's start with the first
the story of my life. We are the two of us.
First I did the homework because I think I was pushed by people writing, so it was a great experience. Thank you for everybody. And my first question is that I've been on courses myself and paid a lot of money. And after a few months, when I had to be coached by somebody, my experience was awful because I was sitting down just looking at their face because they couldn't show me what questions I had to ask. They were just reading like a book from a book. For you to be a coach, and if you are delivering a trainee program, then any of my questions should be answered by expert material because I'm paying for that, yeah? So I even wrote to the company, I haven't got the answer. So I thought, am I wasting my money? Or to teach them the other way, maybe I should be the coach. Go from bookworm, yeah? Second question at the same time is I've got a dilemma over here now. After following this profile builder course, I want to train to become a coach as well. And I've looked at other training programs where I'm just deciding. So how do I need to become a coach in a specific environment? Do I need to have certificates, or your program would be sufficient or would help me towards that?
Okay, that's a very good. So let me answer one at a time.
Yeah.
The first one was about the experience of having a coach one-to-one. Every person that we have, they follow a very tight training that we have run. Yeah. And there is a difference between coaching and mentoring, right?
Yeah.
Coaching is generally non-directive, and there are questions that you ask. So I trained originally, like that was my background as a coach, and that's why the indirective coaching is just asking questions. What we do here is mentoring, where we tell you what to do. You come to us because we have the answers for you.
Sorry, I meant mentor.
We are mentoring you. Yeah, so that's the difference.
The person who was mentoring me didn't have any idea what they were teaching. I thought I could sit down and write a book myself and learn by myself.
The reason why, so we have different coaches in the team. We have different mentors in the team, and every mentor is specifically picked for their skills because they're already good at that. So the reason why Michelle is we are partnering up in the profile builder, she was already good at visibility. She didn't learn visibility from us. The reason why Leela is one of our coaches in the program, it is because, actually it's the other coach in the program because they're Michelle and Leela. is because she's already working doing personal branding for people in the corporate space, and that's her business, that's her program. So we refined the framework, but she already had the skills for us to say, come on board and be part of the team. Every coach is like that, and then they follow a process, a particular training that they do to be familiar with our methodology, with the we actually completed the certification a few weeks ago. So that's our coaching process for everyone that comes, and we have 7 now certified GTeX coaches that we had. Now, regarding the other question about does a coaching qualification is important, or do I need this program? So there are 2 different things. First of all, it's important to understand what kind of coach you want to become, because you can decide to have different certification. There is a certification to become a life coach. There is a certification to be a health coach. There is a business coaching, which is a different thing. And every niche that you're going to go in will have different certification. Now, the coaching industry is not regulated. So anyone, even if anyone with previous experience or anyone that says, I'm a coach, can actually start as a coach, and there is no regulation or no governing body that says, no, you can't say that way. Which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's a blessing because you can go into the industry and there are no barriers. It's a curse because there are some people that don't know what they're doing, and they call themselves coaches. And that actually lowers the level of the industry and creates the kind of experiences that you had. So I take this industry very seriously because it changed my life, and I dedicated the past 9 years to living and breathing this industry. And I got qualification, and they helped. I think that there is a lot of personal experience that can be brought to the equation. So our course will not help you be a better coach. It will not. Because what we are helping you is to have a voice and to be known. Now, do you need a qualification to join our course? No, you don't, because you can be known and use this experience to know more about yourself, about the things that you want them to specialize in, and start talking about it. So if you're in a period of transition and building your business, you can use this course to clarify everything you're doing. And talking about things, and the more you talk about, the more ideas you will be, so then you can choose the right qualification and then go in the right direction for you. So that's how I can see, based on your situation, how this course can help you. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you so much, Simone.
All right, that's brilliant, my pleasure. Other questions? We got a few more minutes for the last couple of questions, so either you can unmute yourself straight, or you can raise your hand, or I don't know if I missed, maybe there is any comment, Lila or Michelle, that I missed that could be worth exploring.
No, Syed asked a really good question. Let me find it now. I just responded, but I can't now find it. Yeah, by joining, will I be able to earn the payment back by getting paid clients? So I've just quickly put in there, categorically, yes. If you do the work, yes, time and time again. I always teach, I only teach what I know. I never teach what I don't know. So, and how we work together, and in terms of the teaching and the implementation, when you do it, if you do it and you're doing it in front of your right target market, they will see you and buy from you. I was on a podcast yesterday, or it might have been the day before actually, and even halfway through my podcast, my laptop died because it was overheating when I was in the conservatory. But then I had a phone call, then I looked at my diary and I had a name popped up in my calendar. Someone booked a call after hearing me on this podcast. But I wasn't prepared because, you know, people don't usually just book in my calendar just like that. Someone booked my calendar, said, I just saw you on this podcast. I love what you're saying. So tell me more about, you know, what you do. So I was just telling her that's fine. And all I did was gave her half hour of value. And then I said, okay, thank you. You know, if you need anything else, please let me know. Because I wanted to prepare for the session. And she said to me, sorry, are you not going to sell to me? So I said, yeah. It caught me off guard because I wasn't, with me, if I have to sell, I have to wear my selling hat. And I did not have my selling hat on at all. So I was not prepared. You see how Simone sells? Okay, this is what I'm working on.
I always have my sales at home. I'm the opposite. It's always on. It's difficult to take it off.
Let's put it this way. Do not come to me for sales because I'm working on it myself, right? So I stick in my zone of genius. So when she then said to me, am I not going to sell to her? It caught me off guard. And I was thinking, oh my God. And I was rushing around looking for papers. And I know what I offer, but I just couldn't think of it straight away. But by the time I got myself together, I was able to sell her a package which cost $1,500. I have not even created this package yet. So I have the weekend to create it. And I said to her that I'll give her, you know, the breakdown on Monday. I don't even know what I'm doing. But my point is, it's because I showed up.
And she's listening right now in the group. No.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Can we make sure it doesn't come out of Facebook?
Or
let me be professional. But anyway, so my point being is, when you show up, people will see you, they will gravitate to you, they will resonate with you, and it's easier to sell. Because if you're like me and selling doesn't come naturally, I have to use all my other vices to help me to sell. But my point is, do the work in front of your correct audience, your target audience, your peers, and people will buy from you time and time and time again. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I have to second what Michelle says. The real answer as well is that we are not in control if you're going to make that money or not. I can say, oh yes, you will for sure. There are higher chances you will, but I'm not in control of your journey. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how short it's going to take. We had literally clients that made 100,000 in a few days, and the clients that took a year to make 1,000, right? They're in between. For me personally, to build a 6-figure business, it took me four and a half years from the moment we started to reach the first 6 figures. And actually it took me, the first year I made only £2,000 on my business. The second year, I think we made 6,000. The third year we made 20,000. The fourth year we made 120,000. So that was our journey in GTeX. And then we went to 250,000, then 500,000. That has been the journey that we had within GTeX. So I can't control it. I can't control it. What I can say is that we are going to give you whatever we can to support you making it happen. That's the only thing I can control, is the support that we are going to give you. And even if it doesn't work the first time, we can adjust the second time. That's the how we're going to work. But everything we do is to get you in front of the right people. It's not visibility for the sake of vanity. It's visibility for the sake of growing your business and also making an impact in front of the right people. So this is our focus, is not just getting fake followers for saying, oh, great, I got 10,000 people that are following me and no one buys. Which actually, it was a client, which is This is Lava, which we had made $100,000 in 8 months. She had 50,000 followers by the time we started working together. And she was making $2,000 a month. I had 5,000 followers at the time we started, and I was making $250,000. I'm like, so, right? It's important. Having an audience and being in front of the right people is important, but it's not the only thing. So that's why the Explode is designed to help you create your offers and launch the program, so then you can monetize the exposure that you have. So that's the other part of the answer. Anyone else has any other question? Please unmute yourself, because I got time for one more question. I know Mercy says she has a question.
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So obviously I'm in the US, okay?
Sure.
And so I just wanted
which time zone?
Eastern. I'm 5 hour difference.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so my thing is, I'm in a whole bunch of program, right? And the reason why I am is because I want to accelerate, okay? And so I've just this is like 40 days for me, thereabouts, okay? 45 or something like that since I started, since COVID, yeah?
Yep.
And so, so I'm all about making sure that I get my return back, okay? And so what is my question, Mercy? I kind of forgotten it, but I think my question is about, I guess time zones is going to be an interesting one. But really, how can I really benefit?
Mm-hmm.
And what is your, I guess, what is your knowledge base with global resources, global contacts, so that it would benefit me and I'll be building, people will recognize those companies
Sure.
because it's in their backyard.
Yeah, I understand. So it depends if you want to have, so when you're, the good thing about publications and the visibility approach that we use is that it's global. So I've actually been featured in more US-based publications than UK ones. That's on the publication side. I do more webinars in the US than with UK partners. And the reason why is also because the industry is more mature in the US than in the UK. So the opportunity is a bigger market. There are more opportunities. So we have live events, which are mainly based in the UK. They might not be relevant for you, but at the moment, they're not relevant for everyone because of the situation. But all the other opportunities, they're global. And so if you're looking at a specific company or a connection that is in your local area, but even in the UK, we might not have that particular contact or connection, but we can help you to create the relationship with that, to find them, to pitch to them, to build a relationship with them. Because at the end of the day, this strategy works wherever you are. Whether you're in South Africa, whether you're in South America, in the US, the strategy you're going to teach are going to work. And the connections that we have, even in the databases that we have, they're global databases. So everything that we're doing is catered for the UK market, and also the time zones in which we run the training. If you've seen this one, we are now, because we have expanded outside the UK, then we have, we keep in considerations other time zones. You're not going to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do the training. So that's the answer I can give you. I can give you with that. And I think if you are focused on visibility and you want to focus on growing your presence and getting in front of the right people, and your only concern is, will this be relevant because I'm in the US? Then the answer is, doesn't matter. You're going to get the same results.
Okay, and then my other question is, would it be relevant for the audience that I'm trying to reach? So one part of what I do is for church. That's one part.
Yeah.
And then the other part is connecting with women and helping them tell their story in a book and to develop their impact.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
So yeah, absolutely. Because the strategy that we're going to teach you doesn't matter what niche you're in, right? The strategy is the strategy. You then apply it to your industry and business. So we have, for example, one of our profile builder members is Naima Roberts. She is a Muslim, and she works in particular with Muslim women around identity. And also she is a book coach. So different markets, different niches, but similar, probably similar journey, even if the religion is different. And that worked for her. We have other people that work in the corporate sector, and that worked for them. We have other people that work in the non-for-profit sector, and that worked for them. So it's about finding the right people and applying the strategy to then consolidate everything. So when we are doing the first session, as soon as you join, when we are doing the first session, we are going to, and that's part of the first part of the strategy, we are going to look at where are those opportunities for you and create the roadmap, which is specific for you. So then you can implement the strategy based on the roadmap that we help you create. Did I answer your question?
Yes, that answers my question now. If you can just do like a recap of the offer in the first 24 hours, if you can do a recap for me, please.
I can definitely do a quick recap for you. So give me a second. And if anyone has any other question, then let me know. I'm just getting the slides back. So, and also in the link that I sent you, there is the recap as well. So it's all on the page. Is the same thing that you're going to see here. Every information that I shared is on the link that I put. If everyone can share the link again. So you have the silver, which you have the profile builder online program with all the strategies that we teach you. You have the 3 days intensive in which we help you create and launch your offer, and is around monetization. We have the sessions, the VIP profile building training, which we help you work your strategy, which works for you. Then we have the live profile building online sessions, which are Q&A sessions, and we also teach you other skills related to publications and visibility or speaking engagements, so you can expand your reach. We are doing an interview on our show, so you can tap into our audience and have something that, if you wanted to do something around the church niche, we can have an interview on the work that you do for churches, for example. And then you can send an interview to specific churches or to other organizations that can donate to churches. You have all the templates to reach out to partners. We have contracts, legal contracts and everything else. And then you have, I just need to, the hot seat sessions where you come in, you have a problem and you say, hey, I'm struggling with this. Michelle and I are there, and Lila are there now to give you an answer. So that's the silver one. And then we have the elite, which is the same, but then you have also Lila or Michelle.
Okay, so if you can stop right there. So the silver one,
yeah.
What is the fast action bonuses on the silver?
The fast action bonus is this one, which is the 12 months access to our expert mastermind.
Okay.
That's the fast action bonus on both. And then on the elite one, we have a secret fast action bonus. That is a surprise.
Okay. So with this one, I can do a payment plan with this one?
You can do a payment plan with this one on the page, which let me see if I can share it right now. Just need to open the page. And there we go. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
So that's the page that we have that we're sent on the link, right? That's the link that is going to be, that is there in the chat. And when you click to join now, this is the description of the entire program and a bit of a story. But if you click to join now, it gives you then all the different options that you saw also on the slides.
Yeah.
If you're interested in the silver and you click yes, join silver, then it will open the payment page. And you have either one payment of $1,197 or two payments of $1,097 or 6 payments of $400. If you need a custom payment plan, just reach out to me and then we can talk privately. If you need a different one, or if any of these talks to you and you say, actually, I prefer to pay in full or this or the other one, then you can just join on the page.
Thank you very much. That was very helpful.
You're welcome. And if you have any other questions, just send me a message and we can keep the conversation going, okay?
Yeah, the other thing is that I try to go home at least once a year. That's what I try to do. London.
Okay. So London is home.
I'm talking.
Okay, well, I didn't know. So you said that you're based in the US, so I don't know where.
Yeah, coming home. I was born and raised there. My family, everything's there. So I normally go once a year. My kids go once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And so I go and I don't do anything professionally. But I do want to go home and do something professionally and do events. That's what I want to do. I want to bridge connections between the US and the UK. That's one of my things.
If you need help with that, just let us know as part of the Profile Builder program. We can help you in the Q&A sessions or give you contacts and connections. I have a quite, we also, we don't do it, we don't publicize it, but we have, we do also done for you event management for some clients. So we have quite a few big clients from the US that come in and we manage their events for them. Some big names. I cannot disclose because we are under an NDA with them. But that's something that, so we have connections and we have already helped facilitate US speakers coming to the UK or building those connections. So definitely something we can do for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Hey, Michelle, thank you very much. You guys have been awesome. Absolutely. I've watched you guys' journey, right? I think in the last 2-3 years. And when I first wanted to become a speaker, you guys was on my radar. and then things kind of shifted, but they've come back around again. So
welcome
I
back.
know that.
We're here.
Yeah.
All right. I know I have another question that we have to wrap up. So
yeah, we've got, Deanne.
Okay, thank you, Mercy. Deanne, over to you.
Can't resist this, but I have to say it. If you don't ask, you don't get. Do you have scholarships?
No, we don't. Sorry. Yeah.
That was a very quick response.
Yes, because we don't. That's there is no other. There is the price, like we have the for the.
You had all sorts of payment plans. I thought, that's maybe.
No, absolutely. Like we have payment plans if someone wants to join, but we don't do. So we have the prize at the end. If someone has completed all the bonus challenges that can be awarded at the end of the, which will be awarded on Wednesday. But other than that, we don't offer any scholarship. And we are very, I'm very, a bit more like black and white. So when I do charity work, we do charity work. When we do business work, we do business work. So every business work we do is paid. And then we have organizations or people that we support in other way. That's where our time and money goes. And that's why, as a business decision, we don't have the scholarships, because also, it blurs the lines. There are a lot of people that joined programs with us and they made big sacrifices to do that. And it wouldn't be fair towards them. I built my business with £100 in my account. So I just made it work with what I had. And so that's to respect everyone else that made that sacrifice. Also, that's the other reason why we don't do that.
So the reason why I'm asking is because I do quite a lot of work in Africa with women entrepreneurs, and they could never get access to this program, but I think it would be a really excellent program for them to be able to participate in. So I was just exploring the possibility of whether
is that through a charity that you're doing, or is that because so we support an organization which is called Microloans Foundation. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No.
They do a lot of work in Africa, and what they do as well, they offer microloans to women that will not be able to start their businesses. And what they give them is either like 20, 30 or 50 or 100 pound microloans to get them to set up their businesses. So we donate a lot of time and money to that organization.
No, this isn't microloaning. This is more about building the mindset and the skill set of entrepreneurs. That's the work I do.
Let's have a chat. If it's part of the, if it can go under the charity work that we do and we have the capacity for it, why not? We're always open to make a social impact. So
thank you.
All right, you're welcome. One last question, or otherwise we are good to wrap up today. And 3 and 2 and 1. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for the last few standing here in the room. Like people were very slowly dying away. It's like, okay, I'm done now. But so again, if you have any other question, you want to join the Profile Builder program, reach out to myself, reach out to Michelle. We're here for you. I'll see you tomorrow with the bonus session that we have, same time, 6 p.m. UK time. And as well, there is the Q&A with Professor Chrissy Mafidam on Sunday. We have which is the advisor of the royal family. We have a special guest on Monday, which I'll announce tomorrow. And then a few surprises to go until Wednesday. So you will have as well time to catch up for if you're behind a bit more with your homework until Wednesday, then you will have time to catch up with that. And we will still be there in the group to support you and give you feedback. So until Wednesday, we are there for you, and then we will close the group. Okay? Have a fantastic rest of the day or evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you later. Cheers! Whoop, whoop. Thank you, James, for reminding me. See, I'm done too. See ya.